I saw this last night on Twitter too. So what is this actually a big thing or?
What the Crunchyroll Awards? I guess it's like
because I saw like Sasha Banks and
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion. Sorry.
I saw Bong Joon-ho was there.
Really? Okay.
So it must be high caliber. Now.
Yeah. So because I don't think I feel like in the past I've seen that like it's a thing, but I never realized it was like I just thought it was
An anime. It was just
like
Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Crunchyroll owns all anime now.
True.
It makes sense.
except for that those that are escaping onto like Disney Plus and HBO Max,
And Netflix,
randomly, and Netflix, yeah.
Most of.
If you're out, if you're in Japan, so you have anime on TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're in Australia, you've got Crunchyroll,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. How about in America?
America's Crunchyroll as well.
Europe?
Yeah,
Crunchyroll,
Like-
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll bought everybody out.
Yeah.
I
kind
wasn't
of.
sure if there was like a
Remember
They
there
used
was
to
that big
be-
Funimation.
Yeah. Funimation used to be like the main one, but Crunchyroll ate it.
Yeah, they merged. Whatever.
I did the other day I reset my Apple TV because it was playing up and I was sick of it, and I just did that thing where I'm like, fuck it, let's just like full reset, see if that fixed it. It did. I still don't understand what the problem was, but I apparently had Funimation and Crunchyroll installed as apps on that, and then when it came back up and it's like, which apps do you want to reinstall? I'm like, well,
Yeah.
Crunchy. Like, why even ask me about Funimation? I thought it was just fun.
I mean, yeah, it was funny because there was the Mad Men one before Funimation took them over. I can't remember what it was called. Something
I had that at some point. Yeah.
that's going to annoy me, but yeah. So it was like
Anime Lab?
several
It was
Anime Lab. That was it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which everybody loves. Everybody was big fans of Anime Lab, and then they got bought out by Funimation. And they got bought out by Crunchyroll, and each time everybody got upset because they had to go to new thing.
It's the food cycle, the bigger fish eating the smaller fish
Yeah.
down, you know?
It's the current media cycle,
So my question was going to be my story of the week was going to be I went to my pop's grandfather, whatever you call him.
Well, I guess it depends on what you call him.
What
I
do
call
you
him
call
Pop,
them?
but like
That's fine.
you know how like different.
So you've written
anyway,
just so people understand the relation.
my dad's dad,
Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
right? 80th birthday last night.
Okay, so you got
Chucked
the
on,
chain.
chucked on a
Thanks.
huge.
Thanks. It wasn't on Sunday.
Yeah, chucked on a huge function, right? Invited. I think there was 80 to 90 people there.
Whoa.
One
Now,
for
I'm
each year.
sitting there. Yeah, that was my joke straight away. Also, I did some joke about him having to do 80 shots. Then no, he would die. I would die, so it's fine. But all I was doing was I was sitting there. I had to go for that awkward thing because I don't really like going to family events. I got to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have like a big family, and like B, I don't really like people because I like you deal with them so much during my day to day, right? You know what I mean? And
Also,
then,
they're people, so I mean.
yeah, but I'm like I'm peopled out now, man. Like I don't want to have to deal with this many people on my free time.
Yeah.
But I had to go for that whole awkward thing. The amount of hands I shook where people were like, oh yeah, I haven't seen you so long. You're grown up, that thing. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that? So many times. And then like doing so many variations of the same conversation. It's like, what do you do? What are you up to? Fucking small talk. I hate it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I was thinking is I'm watching my pop go around the room, right? Shake all these people's hands, small talk for 5 minutes, move on to the next table sort of thing. I never want to have to do that. Just never let me know that many people.
Well, I think that's a very.
I'm pretty
I think
sure you already know that many people.
I'm going to start deleting people like out of my life. If I never
Well, I hope you got us 80
Acquaintances.
to, I hope you got us 80 to 90 new subscribers for Explosion Network.
Yeah, well, I just start walking around the room.
Yeah, you should have. You should have just took a QR
Just
code.
airdropping.
Just with a QR
Winks.
code or airdropping. Yeah, exactly, right? You should have just been wheeling and dealing.
These fucking, and mostly old people, right?
Yeah.
Which when
So
I sat
auto
down,
download.
I said to
Stop
my
the
mum,
auto
I
downloads.
sit down, turn to my mum, and go, "Man, it really does look like Woolworths on pensioner day around here, doesn't it?"
Oh my god. Bloody Woolies.
That's what I did. I mean, I got one bit where they then decided to play all these games, right? They're going to play games.
Right.
Yep, so games.
Playing
so we played some
games.
games.
Okay.
So they did like you had to stand up, and then they did a have you ever, and then you have to sit down if you've done it thing, right? Yeah, with a bunch of old people.
Yeah. Been alive in the 1970s.
Yeah, such hard hitting questions of have you ever wagged school? Anyway, they start out with one. His first question was, have you ever naked wrestled? I sat down.
Everybody sat down.
I was like, no. I was only no. I sat down. I was the one person sat down. He's like the dude who's like emceeing runs over. He's like, oh my god, man, have you naked wrestled? I was like, I think everyone should be out. We were all babies, and I was like, come on.
But maybe by naked wrestling, they were talking about sex.
I mean, maybe. Either way, a lot of people in that room were left with questions.
Yeah, what do they mean naked wrestling?
I think they were, just
sumo wrestling.
Well, I'm presuming there's kids there, right? Like there was.
Well, the idea of never ever is the one person's actually for sure done it, right?
I guess. Well, I don't know. I guess so.
No, because you can never have ever, because the person who says it has never done it.
Oh, no, yeah.
So everybody else can technically, in theory, have never done it too.
No, not bad.
Yeah,
that's a weird opener.
Yeah.
Weird icebreaker.
Yeah, so no, I was like probably one of the youngest people there.
I can imagine.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like there wasn't kids there. It was just all his he's got 10. He's part of 10 siblings. So imagine that's what I mean.
So that's my mum's like mum was one of 10. And I remember going to, before moving here, like I remember going to regular family gathering events.
Like a brother and sister, and they're like a couple relatives.
Yeah, no, it was like, it would, but the thing is, it's an Irish family, so they're massive. But then also, you've got Irish family gatherings are spicy because there's always pockets of the family that don't get along with other pockets of the family.
Protestants and Catholics.
No, it's not even that. No. You couldn't even. God, no, you would never be a Protestant in that family. Holy shit, it's Catholic only. Thank you very much. But it'd be like, I can remember so many times as a kid it being almost ushered away from the party or the event because it was getting to that point of the night where people have had a few too many drinks and they're starting to air out grievances. Yeah, there is. I can remember consistently.
We all saw Belfast.
Yeah. Like I remember consistently as a kid, me like dad, and mum being like, "All right, time to go. Let's go."
And that's why he immigrated to Australia.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It's a weird situation looking back at it where I grew up for the first 13 years of my life with like so many uncles and aunties and like different perspectives. Like it's so funny. There's different stories about mum and dad, like mum's side of the family that just don't sound fucking real. Like one of my uncles used to get paid to get rid of gypsies. And he would attend their caravan park. Like councils would pay him.
Was your uncle Brad Pitt? Oh no.
No, he was far from Brad Pitt. But he used to get paid to go to these like gypsy like places where they were keeping their caravans with a baseball bat and made them leave. And that was his actual job. And I'm like, that's, I've got another uncle that was stabbed like 13 times in the back. Lived like it's because in England we don't have guns to shoot at people, so it's just knives everywhere.
We just fucking stab them.
You just fucking stab them over your TV license. Yeah, no. Family gatherings were always interesting as a kid, so it's funny that now I'm at the point here where I don't have that. I only have a very small extended family here, so it's different.
You're like, thank God. Maybe that was the thing. Your family had to like separate across the globe, like to really get some distance between.
Well, the thing is, mum and dad, like, I guess the four of us were never problematic, as far as I knew. Like, mum was, as far as I knew, mum was often a mediator and in the middle of stuff, but Yeah, no, it's how it goes.
Fair. One thing I was going to bring up is that so I re-downloaded Snapchat last week or the week before, right? Because people at work keep like giving me shit saying I'm too old because I don't have it. Anyway, so I was like, I'll download it so I can get the memes. And then I forgot that I must have added you on it like years ago whenever I originally had it.
Yep.
And then deleted it for years. And then I think I downloaded like the night after we recorded last time, or after me and Ash recorded.
Yep.
And then I see some Snapchat pop up, and it's just a picture of your face saying, like, 1 hour before my thing is due, I've just handed it in. Yeah, so how'd that go for you?
Look, it was
How's
a whole. No, I got into an interest. Like, I got into I guess not a situation, but like pretty much like just a general catch up. Halfway through January, end of January, I found out that Curtin University were no longer providing my course online. They were no longer doing my degree online, so I would have to swap to Griffith University.
Just to clarify, for someone, let's pretend I don't understand how this works. What's it matter what university or whatever it is?
Because even though you sign up through the company Open Universities Australia, it's the universities themselves put on the certificates. Open University is just kind of like a connection point that connects you to.
Yeah, they're like the middleman.
Yeah, they're like the middleman of the whole situation, and so they've got. Well, at the time, I picked Curtin because I didn't have to commit to the whole degree at first. Like I could just, do the booking for the first unit, go from there. So I did that. First unit that Curtin University makes you do is this like welcome to university unit. That's not specifically about your course, but is like teaching you about how to reference, how to do essays, how to use the online workspace, and how to interact with the course. So, which is good. Like, it was a good thing for me at the start because it was me learning and getting back into the swing of things and feeling good. But by the end of January, being told, hey, what you're doing now no longer is actually relevant. We could potentially maybe get a credit for it at some point down the line, but what you're doing now is no longer important. When you start, which I start I start at Griffith tomorrow, technically. When you start your next units, you'll be with Griffith. You'll be completely different. This no longer matters. So very much came to a point where I was like, okay, I have to pass this unit because it looks bad on your like kind of student profile.
GPA,
I don't know,
or...
GPA. Like if you failed something, it looks bad in general. So I'm like, okay, I have to pass this, but it no longer matters me doing really well. And I think that shift just made me really just lose a lot of motivation to go hard properly and put effort into it, right? Because I was like, I'd be putting effort into something that doesn't actually matter. So I'd done bits and pieces, and it got to the point where, and I know, and I have this problem in general with a lot of things, is like I can be really bad at procrastinating and anxiety with it, where I will just keep pushing it off and pushing it off.
I've never taken you to be a procrastinator.
I hate you so much. You're a piece of shit. I'm really bad at procrastinating it.
Listen,
and so
we all know that everybody here at the Explosion Network is a procrastinator, except Dylan.
Except Dylan.
Who needs to make everything he does related to work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's no point in doing it.
Exactly, right?
Correct.
So the last week comes up. Last week comes up, and I had like mentally been like, okay, during the week this week I'll get some of this done, and then I got time over the weekend. It's only like 1,200 words of an essay. Cool. And then that mindset kept happening over from like Monday till it was Saturday, and then Saturday, I think that same week I started playing Helldivers too, and
smart decision.
Yeah, very smart decision. Genius decision by me. Saturday comes around and I look at it for like maybe half an hour on the Saturday. I make myself feel hope. I make myself feel like, oh, I've got this covered. I'm going to smash this. That's fine. Push it through. I can, in the end of it, gets too late on Saturday. I'm like, screw it. I'll just do it tomorrow. That morning, it's Sunday morning comes. I like get my morning routine is at the minute is get a bowl of cereal, eat, watch the episode of Solo Leveling, and then get into my day. Completely ruined by the fact that Solo Leveling had a Eclipse recap episode last week, and I was like, this has already completely put me out of my freaking
I like how
day.
this is you're setting this up as
This is-
I'm going to blame my problem on the Japanese people.
So then I'm like,
Those
okay,
fuckers.
and then I started watching GTA roleplay because I really love GTA roleplay at the moment. And then I'm like, okay, I've got lunch with my family at like 1. I'll do that. Come home from that, smash this, go to a podcast recording, and then I'm good. And then I get home from lunch at like...
Wait, what podcast recording you talking about?
Arcade Couch.
But you weren't on Arcade Couch last week.
Yeah, no, because I'm fucking horrible. So, as you'll get to, and so I sit there, get home at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. I sit at my PC. I load everything up. I have the Word document that has the introduction and the first paragraph I've done, like there already, and then it remained there until I don't think I started being productive on this essay until 9 p.m. And I like got to 7 p.m. or whatever it was,
It's
and I was
fine.
like,
You need to warm up to it.
it was like 7 p.m. I'm like, I can't do the podcast. If I do the podcast, I'm going to be fucking myself here. Sorry, guys, I'm going to take my, we've all got PTO days. We've got the days we can pop in for the explosion.
I feel like when I responded, you took me very seriously. At first.
Did you?
When
I
you
can't
said,
remember
like-
what your thoughts. I was like losing my mind a little bit.
Because you
Oh, a
said
doctor's sick note. Yeah. Two people. Yeah, because you're like 2 people calling sick to me this morning, and now this, and I'm like, I gave you pre-warning. And
yeah, your response was so serious. You're like, I gave you pre-warning.
I didn't. The thing is, I did not mean it seriously. It was mine. I gave you pre-warning of this. This is not me. And then 9 p.m. and I start like being productive, and it's funny because the moment it clicks for me, I feel like I get in the groove again and I get going. And then I like decided, I'm actually going to go find a whole bunch of new references for this piece. And I'm actually going to redo my paragraph I've already done and redo the introduction to fix these and make them better. And then, it literally read over it and then finished doing that at like 150 something. And like do the final check over it, transfer it into what I have to transfer to, upload it, and then uploaded it. And then, literally put that Snapchat at 2 a.m. And I was like, I need to be up for work at 6:30 a.m. And so, that was that. Monday was a very long day. Monday was, I was barely alive for most of Monday. I'm not I'm almost 30. I'm not in my youth where it used to be
Can't bounce
okay.
back.
You can't bounce back from, mad dashes. But I feel great now. I've had a great week. Last week, the thing is as well, right? Me procrastinating doesn't even mean I'm like fucking around the whole time, because that entire time I have the anxiety in the back of my head being like, hey, this thing's due. This thing's coming up. This thing's about to happen. And like my brain to deal with it just keeps finding excuses or finding reasons to be like, no, you don't have to do it yet. You're good. You got this. You can do it.
You can get it done in 40 minutes.
You can get it done. Exactly, right?
You can get it done in 30 minutes.
Yeah, 100%.
You can get it done in 20 minutes. Fuck.
Can't
get it done in 10 minutes.
I remember sitting there that whole time on the Sunday afternoon where it was like, all right, I'm going to start at 4 o'clock. All right, 4 o'clock, I'm going to start getting into this. Still 10 past 4, 4:30. And then that was the thing of being like, I'll start there. And it just, it was, it's funny. It's a learning thing. I'm excited now because I'm like, literally this week I've been doing, like today I've spent 2-3 hours today doing prep work for my 2 units because I'm doing more stuff this trimester. So putting those together and getting ready for that today. And I'm looking forward to it because both of those are actual units that are actually about my degree. and I'm actually like excited for it. And it's not something I don't ever want to get myself into the position I was last week ever again. Like I know, and I say that, right? I say that with the best intention, and I know some point along the line I'm going to be at that point again, and then afterwards I'm going to say the exact same thing again. But it's just a case of actually, just getting on with it and just doing it. It is what it is. It's funny though. I laugh about it now. 2:00 last week, 2:00 on Monday. Not so much laughing about it, but like it was, uni life at 30.
Still got it an hour early, so I mean,
exactly right. Like I still had an hour to fuck around if I really wanted to. I could have started at like 10:00 and I would have been fine.
I think the ability to digitally hand in assignments would have been bad for me. You know, a bit,
knowing what you're like, yes.
No, I so because back in my day, we had to physically have to hand in like to a central point on campus.
Yeah,
by 9:00. That's when the people there go home.
9 p.m.
9 p.m. So you had till then to get.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And the funny thing was, it's like it's Perth time, so it was like midnight there. Which means 3 a.m. for me. So it was like funny to.
So you're thinking, thank God for daylight savings.
Yeah, right. Like I was like grateful for like the extra time. I was grateful for the time difference. Yeah. It's funny now that I'm doing Griffith, so there's only like an hour difference. And
so round it back. Are they reimbursing you for the course that you just took that means absolutely nothing?
No, that's $1,800 and something that I just. Sunk into my hex debt that is kind of fucking useless. Yep.
I mean, there's skills and information that you'll learn.
There are skills. Like it did. Look, I can be facetious.
Yeah, I would be fighting for a credit super hard.
I'll be getting a credit. No. I've already Open University already said we'll get a credit once we get to
okay, well that's fine. Then it's not worthless technically.
It's not completely worthless, but at the same time, it's just like
it's like an elective that you could have done instead.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like I could have. The reason I didn't do Griffith back in November when I decided to do this was because the Griffith course you just had to pay up front. Well, not pay up front, but like you have to just accept the whole thing, which is like $49,000 or whatever to do the degree. And so, that was the only reason I didn't do Griffith. So it's like the stuff I'm doing now, I could have started doing 3 months ago.
I mean, you still got your, like, the main reason you did it.
I still got what I wanted out of it, right? Was to dip my toe in, work out that I wanted to do this, work out that I can do this. I've still got what I wanted out of it, but it's just the actual effort put into it wasn't necessarily like it wasn't as important, or it wasn't like.
It's also very weird that university just goes, no, scrap this course.
Yeah, well, it's not even. I think it's more they scrapped doing it online or scrapped doing the Open University.
Oh, these fucking people and their work and want to work, come back to the workspace, people.
I don't know. Or maybe it was, and maybe it is a case of because people don't sign up for the full course, they don't see how many people are going to be doing it. So they're like,
they can't like project if it's worth it.
Yeah, you can't project if it's sustainable, or if it's worth it, or whatever. You get it. Like it's you find like a lot of these university like professors and stuff, they don't do that full time, or they don't they're not specifically there just for that. They only have like set amount of hours per week to be teaching your course and to be there for it. So I guess when you look at it that way, it's not, I don't want to say cost effective because that feels like a weird word when it comes to education, but like it has to be value for their time and their effort and stuff.
Well, you're in now.
Damn straight I am. Let's go.
A real uni student if you're putting assignments in at last minute.
Yep. Yep, 100%. I'm where I could have been 10 years ago.
I don't understand. Like, it's one thing for Kieran's poor time management skills. I never understood Ash's poor time management because, like, I'm like, you did, like as you were just saying, you went through and you did all this, and then you're still probably one of the most.
Yeah, I still left to the last minute. Just the last minute was 9:00 at night.
I don't think procrastination slash.
I just feel like
No,
if you
procrastination is not new.
but I feel like you
procrastination slash anxiety, right? I don't think is poor time management skills. I think it's more maybe you can manage your time too efficiently because you're like, why get it done early when I can do what I enjoy doing now, and then I've still got time to get it done, right? Like, if I want to look at it in like the funnier way, I could look at it and be like, man, I played all that Helldivers 2 last week and still got the essay in.
Exactly. It's resource management.
Exactly, right? Like
time is the resource.
I have min-maxed my time across the week efficiently.
Fucking hell.
Sleep is just a resource that I can use less of to make myself have more time to do what I need to during the day, right?
Yeah. It only takes time off my entire life, hypothetically.
Hypothetically. All right. Well, hypothetically, let's record our Couch.
I think we're actually going to record it.